always know that you were going to be successful?
Actually, that's a funny question, Doctor. You know what? now pandinotaurira vanhu kuti I knew it or I felt it. Some guys, they don't believe. Vanoti no, because wazoita my business waita tumari wakungotienda izvizvo. But honestly, I knew it, and I could feel it that, you know what, this is just a temporary situation, which I will be able to come out of one day, because pane kudhara some other guys vataiva nawo kumabasa edu kuisa mumbo taiti tagara tichinge tanyaya pepe sekuti vanhu muri kungodiscussa henyu chitovatara kuti guys munozwa kuti inini chazofuma company yangu kaichakura ichazoemploya vanhu vakawanda mchitondoona mumatv nemumanyutspaper. And you know, they used to tease me, are you with your dreams? You dream big, man. No, you kurota too much. Saka, yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those things. Zvokuti zvinongokura zviri mupfungwa dzako and zvinokura zviri mauri. Saka to answer to your question, I would say, yeah, I knew somewhere I knew, I felt it that one day I will make it.
Wow. Within your heart?
Yeah, from within, yes.
Wow. That's amazing. So how does it feel to have money in your pocket, probably for the first time?
Doc, you know what, Dr. Mtoko, allow me to do this. I want to answer your question in a very broader way. I want us to talk first how it feels having nothing. Then maybe those answer the question how it feels to have something in your pocket. Because this is the topic which most people don't talk about. And I think they use their theory and imagination. I remember one more time to go right in the street and find a street kid in the road. Kana kunotsvaka any beggar road, wombobvunza kuti let us hear out, or those orphans, the poor people in the rows, wombotraya kunzwa kuti how do they feel when they are rejected? How do they feel when they are treated as garbage, when they are treated as nothing, when they are being positioned muma areas which are so unacceptable? Tine maorphans anotukwa, anoshandisirwa mashoko akashata, anotsimbirwa, anoabhuzwa verbally. Vanoti kana zvichinzi nhasi kuroda kucherwa mvura kana kuri kuforomwa zvitina, ndo vanotumwa ivavavo. Kana kwakunzi kuri kutsvakwa munhu wekutumwa kutauni anotenga something, kwakutsvakwa vaya vanoonekera. So you'd find out that every time, if you are poor and if you have nothing, you are being subjected to all negativity. Unotitwa like a nobody. So kuti it's a feeling that I felt when I was young growing up. Do you know kuti in a society kana kukanzi kwabiwa, you are the first suspect. Kana zvikanzi paonekwa nyoka pakuda kurawa nyoka, you are the first people vanodana vanoshedza kuti munouraya nyoka. Zvikanzi mombe dzapinda munda mvura ichinaya, vanhu vakagara mumba, you are the only person anotumwa kunzi enda unotina mombe. Munhu wekuti whenever the situation is at its worst, they expose you. You know, that's not a feeling which is good. It's totally bad. But every day we do it. Every day we do it to people who are poor without even considering what munhu ari kufila sei, ari kunzwa sei. And I think that time now people should consider. I think the easiest way to consider that, put yourself in that person's shoes. Kuti kudai ndanga ndirini, ndaibvuma here, am I ndaizobvuma here kana kuti ndainakirwa here nokuitwa zvokuitwa munhu. Definitely you see it's no, but because of ignorance, zvinoitika mberi kwevanhu, people they choose to keep quiet. So it's another moment which I actually experienced for almost more than 10 years.
Yeah, that's very deep, my brother. You know what I'm going to kindly ask you?
Yeah.
That we can just stick to English and leave out Shona.
Okay.
Because just to honor people like Bami Lesejo who are with us here, so that he doesn't, you know, when somebody leaves everything and they come to attend, it means they have taken what we are doing very seriously. And another thing that I need to notify you is that now we are live on YouTube as we had initially promised the people. I tried to beam to Facebook, but I was facing some challenges there. So now we are beaming live on YouTube, and most of our followers on YouTube, they may not hear the Shona. So if you don't mind, we can just go straight and we just be talking in English only.
No, it's okay.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So, and then for Patricia and Bami, please, if you have any questions, feel free to send us some chats. Mr. Banabasi Marambire will be able to address those. If you have any comments, feel free to send them through as well. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your presence. You left everything to be with us, and we value that. So, my brother, you have talked about orphans. You have talked about the poor being subjected to unfairness. You are sent to do all kinds of odd jobs, but when there are some more important tasks, they are given to those who look like they are okay. And what people forget is that I might be poor today. I might be disadvantaged today. I might be an orphan today, but this is not the end of my life. Just like your story illustrates. Your story can make a great movie. In fact, we should have a movie of your life.
You know, there are actually people who are proposing that since you managed to write a book, I think it's high time we get a movie.
And I want to be part of the movie.
Definitely, you can be done. So, you know, as much as it is bad, there are some points to take home out of that. You know, when you are being sent to do the odd jobs, it's more like a training. You are being trained to do everything. When you grow up and then life tends to be sour, you'll be able to deal with certain situations than a spoiled child who will grow given everything at a so simply. I think it's also going to be a disadvantage. Then let's go back to the interesting part you asked, that how does it feel to have money in your pocket? Ooh, that's
especially for the first time.
Especially for the first time. No, you know what I can say? The truth is, money is sweet. Money is sweet, and it feels good to have money in your pocket. Have you ever realized that you can meet someone walking sorrowfully, maybe beg in town, begging, and the moment you give that person something or money, automatically the step will change. you start walking with the kastepi kenyasha. So
the step changes. You now start having a step of grace.
Step of grace. So the first time I started earning some money, of course, the concept of saving was in me. So whenever I would spend cautiously. But I remember the first time when I received my salary, as small as it was, I went straight to the shops and I bought myself a can of drink. And
what? A can of drink?
Yes.
Do you remember the drink? Do you remember the drink?
I bought Iron Brew for the first time. The Iron Brew, and then flavor. Flavor very unique. You know, it was
so
those
Iron Brew. Iron Brew was your first drink
from my salary. Yes.
Wow.
So I think those in Botswana, they know very well. Magwinya is quite a very cheap, let me say, very low cost bread. So I bought myself a can of Iron Brew and Magwinya. And my friend, I was drinking as I was walking back home. It was like walking in a palace, man.
Do you know the first thing? Do you know the first thing I bought when I started working?
Tell me.
Okay, so what happened is when I was doing A-level, my dad introduced me to buying Coke with a jumbo. You know a jumbo, like it's a sort of like a big bun and it's cut in the middle and then they put some white cream inside. So I remember when my dad bought that for me and I ate it, you know, You know, you eat it and you feel kutema kwemusoro. Like I had a bit of a nice headache that came because of the sweetness of the jumbo. So I said, when I start working, I'm gonna buy myself Coke or Cascade, and I'll buy a jumbo, and I'll look for a place to sit, and I'll teach the jumbo a lesson.
You want to remind me the day I first ate polony. You know, after chewing and swallowing, I was with my friend, and I told my friend, you know what? I wish it could have stayed in my mouth. I wish I could have not swallowed it. It was nice. So yeah, those are some of the things that we experience as we start earning a living. And the other thing that I bought myself was shoes, because I didn't have shoes. You know what the funny part of it? I bought the wrong size.
Yeah. For you, shoes were just shoes.
For me, shoes were just shoes. So I didn't enjoy them much, because each time I put them on, it was hot in there, and so they were just tennis. So they got it was something else. So
wow.
but now as I kept getting some money, of course the character had changed somehow, because you know, starting having money, and you can decide what you want to do, where you want to go, and it's a good feeling. That's why I said money is so sweet. So I think that was my journey, and I started earning that little and saving and go on and go on and go on.
Wow. Yeah, of course, those who want to know the whole story, they can go to my YouTube channel and check the video, the full interview that I did with you, where you explained all those things. But I wanted to ask you something. How does, what are some of the mistakes that people make when they have now some money, and what should be done?
There are so many mistakes. You know what? It's difficult to give an advice to someone who's got money in his pocket. The person with money doesn't listen. And the fact of someone being poor and now starting earning something, it's a bit tricky, because you want to try new things, a lot of things. Some they can turn into drinking alcohol because they can afford to buy beer now. Some they can even turn into drugs. In terms of men, most of the time, many they tend to look for girls, for women. Imagine if you know that Susan was always rejecting me because I'm of poor. Now that I have money, I should go to her now and tell and make her see that I'm a man. So yeah, those are some of the mistakes that people make when they start having money. Or even the issue of show off. There are people who go all beyond their reach just to impress people or to show people that now I once was poor, now I have got money. They can buy expensive cars or move to stay in a house which is too expensive, in a way of just trying to change their lives. So I think the advice I can give from my experience, just remain humble. Remain humble. Don't rush to change. Time to change will come. Myself, up to now, I'm still trying to remain the same person, but circumstances are now pushing me up, because I can no longer fit in the situation to be a Herdboy anymore, or any other manual worker, because I can afford to buy people to do it for me. So the challenge, all right.
Yeah, but what I have seen in you is that as much as circumstances can push you so that now you have people that are doing things for you, you are one of those few people I've seen who are highly successful, but who remain extremely humble. And you can network with anybody at whatever level. You know, people comment on your posts on Facebook, and you show that kind of heart that is missing in many people. You show that kind of heart. You are not the kind of person who says, do you know who I am? I'm a big guy. I'm now rich. I'm untouchable. I don't have time. I've seen that some people, you know, they intentionally delay responding to messages because they have to, you know, show that I'm now big. They will even blue tick most of your messages just to show you that, you know what I mean? We are not at the same level, guy.
You know, there's this saying which there's a saying which says, if you are a president of a country, then you want to go around telling everyone that you are the president, know that there's something wrong with you. If you are the owner of the company and you still need to go around telling people that I'm the owner of this company, then there should be something wrong with you. So it's not about how you treat people, which can give you status, but it's about what you do for people. It's what can give you status.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So in other words, you were saying when the money has now come, avoid show off, avoid looking for a new wife or a new husband. Avoid
Yes.
now. You know, sometimes people will say, now I have the cash. So, hey, my wife is looking, you know, she's not of my caliber. I need to upgrade. No, you don't upgrade a wife. You don't upgrade a husband. The one you have, the one who suffered with you, maintain your love. That's the true one, the one who was with you in the dungeon, the one who was with you in the valleys. When you are up the mountain, let her or him enjoy together with you. Let those children that suffered with you during the time of the dungeon now enjoy with you on the hill. Because the moment you say, I'm ditching my wife, or I'm taking a second woman, a second man, it means you're also going to leave your children. Huh? The children, probably they were there when you were suffering for some people. And then now you look for children elsewhere. It's not fair and it doesn't last, because when you are rich, when you are successful in any way, Mr. Marambire, you can agree with me that now more women are attracted to you.
Yeah.
And then it's very difficult for you to know, even if you were not married right now, it was going to be very difficult for you to marry, because you don't even know who truly loves you and who wants your car, who wants your house, who wants your companies. You don't even know. But your wife loved you, you know, a long time back, and you have a history to tell. So when you are enjoying, you are now going to Dubai, you are going to France, you are going where? Let your wife and your children enjoy with you. It's their benefits.
Exactly. No, exactly. You have said it very correctly.
Yeah, interesting stuff. So how do you feel having bad comments from people? I always wonder when I think of your story, honestly, I always wonder, how did Mr. Marambire manage to deal with the negativity that surrounded him as an orphan? We have quite a lot of orphans up to now who are depressed, who can't forgive because they say, I'm an orphan, so I was treated badly. Some are not orphans, but they were ill-treated. You had a big challenge in Botswana where you lost your business. You went back to Zimbabwe. You started from zero. But right now, I know that some of the people who were ill-treating you in Botswana are now your friends, even on Facebook and all that. How did you, and you are always a smiling guy, Mr. Marambire. Tell us your secret.
No, you know, having a background and the principles of a Christian, and then understand that God commands us to forgive. And the issue of accepting negativity, you know, people are people and they will remain people. You can never, ever be able to satisfy everyone. So yes, on daily basis, we meet negativity, we meet negative people talking about me, talking about even my work or everything. But one thing that I've learned in life is stand on the truth. Stand on the truth. You do what you know in your conscience that you're doing the right thing. And the negativity that comes, it's not something that should worry you. At least it should build you. Do you know that in every negativity that comes your way, there are lessons to learn. Don't always brush it aside. Say, hey, no, these are haters. The haters one day can tell you the truth that can change your life. And I've got people who really made me suffer. who even attacked me verbally, who even caused pain to me. Yes, it's normal as a human being. You get frustrated, you get angry and everything. But you know, you can't stay angry forever. At some point of time, you need to move on. Yes, allow yourself to grieve the pain of mistreatment and all that. But at the end of the day, life moves on, and life yagara is not fair. The life is not fair. And once you forgive those people earnestly from your heart, to say, you know what, yeah, it happened. So what? I'm here, they are there. You carry on with life. Do you know that at some point of time, you might go back to the same people, need their help, or they can come to you, need your help. I've got people who didn't acknowledge me, who even didn't care about me when I was growing. But right now, as I'm growing, for your information, those people, they come to me for help, and I help them earnestly. Those people, they come to me for assistance. I assist them earnestly. I know, even though I know these people may come not because they love me or they've now all of a sudden changed, they respect me, but they are coming because of my status. I don't care, because look, people belongs to God, and we cannot, no one could ever be able to control people, what they think, what they feel, and what they want. So I think the best thing you can do as a person in life, live your life to the fullest. Be yourself. Don't allow, never ever allow circumstances to change you. Never allow people's comments to change you. Dr. Mtogo, if you are a good person or a Christian or a good husband or a good father, regardless of whatever that can be said against you, honestly, if you sorry, someone was trying to phone me. Honestly, if you're a true person, you will still remain the good person, and the truth will come out to say, I know this person, you were not good, you were not telling the truth about that person. But there's no way you can stop negativity. Never. Those comments, they will keep coming, and the pull down syndrome will still come all the way, no matter what you can try to do. That one is a fact of life. So I personally, I don't worry much about that. Yes, it's normal. You can get angry. You can, if someone hurts your feelings, but at the end of the day, life moves on.
Thank you so much. That's amazing. So you have said a mouthful there, Mr. Marambire, to say, for you, your major secret is in Jesus Christ. It's in God. You know, because God teaches us that we must forgive. If we don't forgive, then we are sinners. So at the end of the day, when you keep, unforgiveness in your heart, you are actually tying yourself down to fail to move forward. And I always say to people, the person that you have tied down in your heart, they are actually enjoying their life. It is you who is troubling yourself and you can't sleep and you are crying and you are unhappy. That person is happy. So you might as well just forgive them, and let yourself continue with life. So you talked about forgiveness. You talked about God helping you to forgive. I'm sure the word of God playing a part there, and praying, and having a pastor who also prays with you, having that support system. And you also mentioned something very important, my brother. You mentioned that the people we call haters, the people we call enemies, they can actually help you, because you see, a hater does not care what you think. So they can easily tell you, in fact, they can give you feedback. And they give it to you raw. They give you raw feedback. Have you ever seen this, my brother? Have you ever seen this, my brother? Somebody was saying the other day, how come we have someone going, let's say, for national competitions, let's say for music? Meanwhile, when they get there, they sing so terribly. And you are wondering, don't these people have a family? Don't they have friends? It's because of family and friends. Even when you are messing up, they tell you, no, it's okay, it's good. Just keep moving. But if this person had listened to haters, they would have corrected some of the things before they get to national level. So the people we call haters are actually, I call them partners on the journey of life. And they when somebody criticizes me, they are partners.
And
So on the journey, yes.
You know the good part of people who are jealous or who say negative things about you or who criticize you.
Right.
They actually bring a challenge in your life. Because if you can, one day I was watching an interview by a former president who said, you know, when you are on the throne of presidents, everyone agrees with you. Whether you are wrong or you are right, they agree with you. But the moment you step down, they start recalling and tell you everything that you were doing was wrong. And you wonder, I was with these guys and they were supporting me. Now that I'm off, they're now saying everything it's bullshit. So that's how life it is. So we should value those who criticize us. We should value negativity. And it's not meant to bring us down. We cannot afford to break. You know, one thing I was talking with my HR, and due to economy, to this poor economy, there was some crisis. I said, no, you know what? You cannot afford to break. You can't, you just can't. This is the time you need to show your strength. You need to be strong and you need to keep the company.
Right, so, thank you so much. As we go towards the end, I would kindly ask our fellow participants to send in their comments or their questions. I wanted to ask you, my brother, the world is going through one of the toughest challenge ever, you know, having an economic meltdown that is touching the whole globe. Before we came here live, I was talking to somebody that I care about. I called them and I said, how are you doing? How is your business going? She says, you know what? I stopped business. I'm looking for a job right now. She is into massaging and, you know, she's very passionate. She's a massage therapist, very passionate about it. But, you know, she was working somewhere and she was doing also like part-time business. So now the company she was working for, it closed. And then I said, how about you continuing to do, you know, door-to-door massaging? She said, but it's risky to me. So she has stopped and she's actually looking for a job. Now, my question to you, Mr. Marambire, this is most likely one of the last questions, is to say, suppose it was you. You are stuck in this economic meltdown. You are still a boy. You are not the Marambire that we know. Where would you start? We want to be able to advise people at home who don't know what to do, you know. It's not everybody who knows what to do right now. What can you advise them?
You know, the first advice I would like to give people now is go and get a copy of my book. Considering the crisis that we have now, it's not even a quarter of what I experienced. And there are strategies how I managed to come out of that, navigate my way up. I would use the same concept now if I was in the same position to say, okay, we have a crisis and this crisis is a global crisis, but life has to move on. People have to eat. We need to continue buying electricity. We need to continue surviving. Then how can one survive out of such kind of a situation? You know what? One thing I like about the way how we were created by God is we were given a talent. A scientist once said, you cannot exhaust the level of your brain, how many things you can think and all that. So this is just a moment of being creative. We've got so many things at our disposal, things like internet, things like online business and all that. Yes, outside this corona, this COVID-19, you can't go and risk your life. But what can you do from the comfort of your own home? Do you know that right now people are buying groceries online? People are teaching children online, something which I didn't share with you. We have already created the online platform for my school and it's open for every student. Very soon we are going to launch it. So this is a time where you can do anything that is possible to do online, buying and selling and all that. In short, let me just say people should learn to be creative. When we are in the middle of a crisis, it's a time for you to pivot. It's time for you to think for new ideas, because we should not remain conformed to do things in a manner that we are used to, or that we have been doing things. We should be ready to diversify. We should be ready for new things. So, and it's not everyone who is an entrepreneur. There are certain people who have nothing to do with entrepreneur, and they cannot be entrepreneurs. You can work for someone. You can partner. In short, you know what, doctor? There's, as a patient, there's no way you can die seated doing nothing. There's a lot that people can do outside.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
When we notice that we are affected by this disease, we being a construction company, we quickly diverted and we started food processing. It's another example that I want to share with the viewers. We are now milling maize meal and processing food like we haven't yet started, but we want to venture into producing cooking oil, producing chunks, and quite a lot of things. So I would advise people not to sit and fold the hands. There's a lot that we can do. From our surroundings, from our communities, each and every person knows his community, knows what is lacking, what people could need. And that problem should be turned into a business idea.
Thank you so much. I think you have said a mouthful there, and which means if we want to be successful in this world, we need to learn to be adaptable.
Definitely.
You cannot continue to be doing things as usual. You see, like, for example, right now, as you are aware, quite a number of huge enterprises are closing down, including in the United States of America.
Yes.
Of late, we know that great investors like Warren Buffett, he lost $50 billion. $50 billion gone just like that. Of course, because of the stock market going down and things like that. But that can be temporary as well. Hoping that things can change, then he will come back to normal. But then you see that Jeff Bezos is becoming richer and richer. So I want to advise people, it's important also to have a coach in your life. Who is coaching you? Who is helping you? Who knows a bit more than you? I have seen people coming to you, Mr. Marambire, over the years, especially even in this COVID-19. People send me WhatsApp messages, people inbox me, people call, and they say, what can I do? I'm in this space. What do you think I can do to get forward? Is this something I can keep moving, or I should change and look at something different? Look at how you were adaptable, Mr. Marambire. You are into construction, you are into different other things, and you saw an opportunity to help the people of Zimbabwe. And you went into foodstuffs, and foodstuffs are needed all the time. So people should be able to be adaptable, be willing to change, and have people that can hold your hand, who can coach you going forward. I mean, like right now, I know one lady, I think I've said it before, who is into fitness. She now has more clients than ever before, and she does it online. She does fitness classes online. I know one young man, Mr. Marambire, who was running a car wash. Now, because of the lockdown in Botswana, he could not continue with car wash. Guess what he is now doing? He is now doing home door-to-door delivery of groceries. Because now all shops are saying we are selling from our shops online, and they need people who deliver. So he's using his car now to deliver foodstuffs. He never thought of that, but he was adaptable. I'm sure there are some people who had car washes who are closed, who are waiting for COVID-19 to go.
To go, of which we don't know when
need to be adaptable.
Definitely, because we don't know when is it going to finish. That's the problem.
Yes.
At first, I thought maybe after the first 21 days lockdown, then after 21 days, we are done, we're okay. But I've noticed it's not like that. It's actually, we are still in it.
We are still in it. That's very true. So we have a comment from Bami. Bami says, hello, I must say a very relative conversation, although the events took place years ago, but a very relative conversation. I would like to ask, how does one know that they are on their God-given path of fulfilling their purpose? How do you know that this is what I am meant to do? I think the good Dr. Mutoko can also jump on this one. Thank you very much, Bami, for that question. Let me allow Mr. Marambire to say what he thinks about it. Then I'll also give my 2 cents.
The question is, how do you know you are doing what God is choosing? In other words, how do you know you are fulfilling your purpose?
Yes.
For me, it's something to do with personality. If you do something that you love, that you feel comfortable with, and that's something particularly that brings glory to God, obviously that will be something that God wants you to do. But if you find yourself doing something that you love, something that you like, but doesn't glorify God, that's when it could be there could be a question there. But otherwise, the moment you start doing something you love, and you know very well that this thing brings glory to God, then it's fine. Like in my case, you know, I found out that entrepreneurship it's my calling, and my entrepreneurship is a bit unique. I'm more focusing on things that bring value, add value to people. More like I said to someone, I'm a humanitarian entrepreneur because I focus most on the things that affect people. Then I bring solution in a process, then make a business out of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Helping people is what God wants. God preach love. So definitely, I believe it glorifies God, and I'm happy doing it, and that's my calling. So you can add on that, Dr. Mtok.
Thank you so much, Mr. Marambire. Yes, to know whether you are in God's purpose, like Mr. Marambire is saying, you feel at peace doing whatever it is you are doing. You love it. You feel at peace. You feel at home. And it's also something that you could do even if you were not paid. You are willing to do it even when you are not paid. You see, like we talk of coaching and mentorship. I do a lot of coaching, career coaching, business coaching, leadership coaching, executive coaching, and things like that. We also do marriage coaching with my wife. Some people, we coach them for free. Those who can afford to pay, they are the ones who fund the business. Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, those who pay, they are assured of having us all the time that we schedule. When it's free, that's where there is a bit of a problem, because you know free things are always difficult. Because, for example, Mr. Marambire says, Dr. Mutoko, we want to do A, B, C, D together, right? Or maybe a paying client calls, because for me to be able to continue doing lives and being able to dress well and eat so that I have energy to do interviews and stuff like that, I need money, right?
Yeah.
And when I fall sick, I need to be able to go to the hospital and get attention. When my eyes that I used to read a lot begin to have challenges, I need money, right? So obviously, if a paying client says, can I see you on Monday, such a time? And that time I had actually agreed with somebody who is not paying. Guess what happens there? I will just give an excuse to that other person and make sure that I help the paying client. That's the importance of somebody paying. But what I'm saying is, there are times when we actually coach people or counsel people who are not paying. It's not about money. It's about the fulfillment. It's about me feeling happy that I'm doing this. And I believe it's like a calling. Like for me to empower people, it's like a calling. By now, I will have stopped mentoring people. I would have stopped doing interviews. It's painful to sit and do interviews and organize and mentor people hours and hours and hours. But what I wanted to also emphasize is that sometimes you find that you don't really start by doing what God brought you on earth to do. Like I have told people before, if you watch some of my videos, some of the businesses we have done with my wife before, like running pest control, doing household goods and things like that, it's not as if we were happy to do pest control. I know some people actually laugh when they hear me saying we were doing pest control. My wife was spraying, I was spraying cockroaches. I am proud of it because from there I managed to buy some properties. I bought some cars. I used that money for pest control to pay for my MBA. What are you talking about? If it can help me. But that was not God's purpose for me to be killing cockroaches and killing rats. You get my point? I love people. And my wife and I would always make sure when we kill the cockroaches, when we come and solve the problem for the customer, we wanted our customers to feel safe. We wanted our customers to have an experience. We wanted our customers to be happy. As time goes on, as time went on, we grew and we say, you know what? Pest control, we should leave it for others now. Household goods, we should leave it for others now. Buying and selling cars, we leave it for others now. We move on to another level. So at the end of the day, I think you actually find your purpose as you try something out. You see, for example, let's say the guy who was doing car wash, maybe he believed this is God's purpose for my life. He was happy, he was peaceful. But when the car wash was closed because of lockdown, what did he do? He saw an opportunity. He started home delivery. You are now doing home delivery, whether God's purpose or not God's purpose. As long as you are not killing people and you are not doing something illegal, go ahead and put food on the table. And as time goes on, who knows, maybe in future, he will be telling a story of how he was doing car wash, and then he was a home deliverer, and then maybe he ends up being a pastor or whatever it is. So that's what I was.
No, that's true.
Thank you so much. And Bami says, kudos to humanitarian entrepreneur. That's talking about our guest today, Mr. Marambire, our humanitarian entrepreneur. Bami is saying kudos to you for everything that you have shared with us. Now, as we end this, tell us about the book launch. We don't want to be missing on this book launch, Mr. Marambire. and I know you are launching it. You are launching it in Harare. Those of us in Botswana who want the book, what is going to happen to us? What about those in Namibia? I know some of the people watching here in the UK, the US, different countries, Kenya. How do they get the book? Tell us and we conclude.
There's a soft copy that we are sending to people. And you know what, Dr. Mtoko? On the launch, if we are going to happen to sell a number of books and raise some funds, I want to donate that money to any lucky underprivileged student who might need tuition fees, right? Because I'm not writing books as a business. I'm not expecting any money from the book, but all the money that will come, I will divert it there. So we're doing our launch in Harare, and there are so many people who are looking forward to come on the launching day. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, the number should be very minimum. So we have got, you know, in life, God will bless you with people and you never know when you need them. I've got my friends who are into music. In fact, I actually had more than 5 volunteers who would say, no, we want to come and perform on and entertain your guests on the launching day. But we had to stick to 5, considering the time that we are going to have. We're going to have Trevor Dongo performing there. We're going to have Boy Austin. We're going to have Jason. We are going to have King Shadi, Makorokosa Pamsao. We are going to have Nandi. And we have Nigel, like pastor, as the MC. So I want to believe people are really waiting for the day on the 7th of August. Good age. We are going to enjoy it. Definitely, there will be more to discuss concerning the issue of the book and the plans that we have in life and all that. So, and there will be a lot of food.
Wow. Are there any chances of you beaming this live online?
Yeah, we are going to have several platforms which are going to broadcast it online.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So there you have it, guys. You are not in Zimbabwe, but you want to attend the launch, because I think I'm just assuming I'm seeing some emotions going on that day.
Definitely.
Wow. What are your last words, my brother?
My last words, I would want to talk to 3 groups of people. At first, I want to start to those who are still struggling in life. I want to say, your situation is just temporal. I don't know when, but at some point of time, it shall come to pass. And those who are in the trying to establish or to launch companies or looking for employment and all that, I just want to say to you that never give up. I think it is very important to stay positive. Just be positive, and in everything that you do, don't surround yourself with the negativity, because it kills your dreams, it kills your plans. And then for the rich class, I would want to say, God has blessed you, not for yourself. There are people who got more money to spend than they got more money than what they can spend. It's a room God gave you to also assist those who are growing. I have got this proverb I always share with people. When God starts blessing you, don't start building a tall boundary wall, or don't increase the height of your boundary. Instead, I think expand your table so that you can dine with many, so that you can fit more people in your life to eat with you. Because I believe that's the purpose of being wealthy. Because you can't be wealthy and then you want to isolate yourself from others. I think those are my and then my last word is hardworking pays. Hardworking, honest, and persistence, it pays. At the end of the day, you make it. Stay focused.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Marambire. We are so honored to have you. We really appreciate you. So those who are in Zimbabwe, if by any chance you manage to attend live, because of the numbers, you know, the numbers are limited, so not everybody will be able to attend. But stay tuned so that you can be able to watch online, and make sure you order your copy of the book, The Herdboy. Woo! I have read the book, guys. Woo! You don't want to miss that.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming through. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Bami. Thank you. There's another one called iPhone there. Thank you very much. And Mr. Marambire, have yourself a beautiful day.
Thank you, Doctor.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye.